Hello again and welcome back to Workhorse Training. This time we start to introduce Flora to first few pieces of equipment like a bridle and a mouthpiece for starting young horses and the reins and then a girth for holding up the reins, and we start to long rein Flora for the first time. I use a Micklem bridle, which has been developed with the horse's skull anatomy in mind, and therefore sits more comfortably on the horse's head than other conventional bridles. As a mouthbit, I use a full cheek snaffle with roller. The roller sits on the horse's tongue, which encourages her to play with it and salivate more. This has a relaxing effect on the horse. The cheek pieces help to spread sideways pressure on the horse's face to help the horse to understand my request for turning right or left. The girth applies some pressure around the horse's back and belly to prepare her for the saddle, but also to hold up the reins along the horse's sides so that she does not step on them by accident. As reins, I use sailor's rope. It does not slip when wet and sits well in my hand. I have attached snap hooks at the ends to snap them onto the bridle easily. And then we get to try the bridle on Flora. She has seen and sniffed the bridle before, so is familiar with this piece of equipment. Of course, from putting the head collar on and off, she's well used to things around her eyes, ears and nose. Her first reaction, though, to the bit is to keep her teeth closed. Arthur finds this all rather peculiar, and because he's not impressed that Flora gets all the attention, he gives her a little bite. Flora still doesn't want to open her mouth, as she's unsure about the metal bit I offer her. After all, it doesn't smell of food at all, so why should she put it in her mouth? Some people use food as a bait for the horse to get them to open their mouth for the bit. I think this just distracts them and they are less focused on the real job. At this stage, I just have to persevere, stay calm and basically wait for her to open her mouth, which she will. I massage Flora's gums to get her to relax her jaws, and eventually she does and accepts the bit in her mouth. Flora starts exploring the bit with her tongue. She also discovers that she cannot spit it out as it is attached to her bridle. I close the nose band under her chin so that she cannot open her mouth too wide and get her tongue over the bit, which would hurt her when I use the reins. This surely is a very new sensation for Flora, but she takes it calmly and is quite focused on really working out what this new, not too unpleasant thing in her mouth is. The next step is to show Flora the girth. She's not fussed about it at all. So we are ready to proceed and I put the girth on her back. I make sure she really knows it is there by moving it around a bit, then I tighten it lightly. A more sensitive horse might need some more preparation for this, like applying pressure around their belly by hand for a start. Again, I wobble the girth around so that Flora can really feel it. Applying changing pressure instead of the same level of pressure is a much more effective way to get horses to learn consciously about touch. Sometime later, we move on to long-reining. The reins are attached on both sides of the bit and they run through the loops on the girth back to my hands. As Flora has been out and about with her parents, she knows my request for starting to walk, which is get up already. You might want to choose a different word like go or walk on. It doesn't matter what you say really, as long as you're consistent and use the same word all the time. Also, practice stopping. Combine your word for stop with gentle pressure on both reins, which you release immediately when the horse responds. Flora is very eager to keep going, but I insist that she sticks to what I want her to do, which is to stand still. Flora shows some resistance to my rein pressure by shaking her head. Of course, this is a new sensation, but soon she works out that if she responds quickly to my requests, the pressure is released. We also practice going backwards. Pressure on both reins combined with the word back. The first long-reining lesson is just about keeping the horse going. You may want a helper at the horse's head or a little stick in your hand. If your horse does not react to your verbal request at all, just tickle her with the stick on her backside a little bit to reinforce your words. Horses are very quick to work out to go left when you pull on the left rein and vice versa. With a young horse like Flora, it is essential to always be ready to praise lots by voice or touch or both, and to finish when things go well. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Next time we will do a bit more long reining with Flora, and we will also hitch her up for the first time. So see you then. Bye bye.